Hello, composer Dan Forrest here. Greetings to my musical friends in France. I hear there's an upcoming performance of my piece, Good Night, Dear Heart. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about that piece. I wrote it, I guess it was 13, 14 years ago now, when my brother was trying to adopt two small children from Ethiopia. And as they made all the preparations to get them and to go over there and bring them home, the girl of the set fell sick and eventually didn't make it, died. And it was a very difficult time for my brother and his wife, because they had been treating her like their own for a long time and were helpless, couldn't do anything to help her from that far away. It's just a significant time of grief for them and for our extended family as well. So I don't often write music out of my own current circumstances. I often write just setting whatever text it is that I'm setting, and then I let that speak to whatever circumstances it will speak to. But in this case, I really wanted to just pour out how we felt and write something to memorialize and cope with that situation at the moment. So I looked all over the internet for a text that might be appropriate. I looked at African lullabies and just tried to find something that would work. And then after an hour or two of looking all over, I happened across this text by Mark Twain, which was a beautiful connection, had a beautiful connection to me as a composer, because I grew up in the town where Mark Twain is buried. So that great American poet is widely known, and I had been to his farm and the place where he spent some of the later years of his life right in my hometown in Elmira, New York. And I've been to his graveside, even at a cemetery there. So that text, Good Night, Dear Heart, was used on the tombstone of his daughter, who died young as well. So there was this beautiful connection to my hometown and to similar circumstances, in a sense, in Mark Twain's life. Most of the time I spend a month or two setting a text to music, and in this case I wrote that whole piece in about 2 days. It's the shortest time that I've ever spent writing a piece. It came together so quickly. And then a nearby college choir where I worked at the time ended up premiering the piece 7 days later. So it's maybe one of the pieces that's come most from my heart, just writing out of how I felt at the moment, rather than just writing what needed to be written. And it's had a beautiful life. Gone so many places and so many countries, been used in meaningful situations for other people who are struggling with grief. And it certainly speaks now, after this pandemic that we've had this past year, as a whole world wrestling through all those difficulties. I'm thankful that it will be brought to life again in France, and I hope you enjoy that piece.